In the March 1st edition of the Bryan Triangle, we published an article titled Honors Program Revised, which mistakenly combined information about the new honors program and the undergraduate research conference to form a confusing and inaccurate article. In an effort to clarify information about the new honors program, we interviewed Dr. Musumeci and Dr. Eisenback. Dr. Musumeci has been working with several others since the beginning of this school year to form a top-notch honors program which will enhance a student's experience here at Bryan. The question, which is perhaps the most interesting, is what these new changes will entail. Dr. Musumeci explained this well.
The honors program is still going to be tracked as basically as a minor. It's 18 credit hours. So essentially there's going to be 3 4-credit seminars that are going to be interdisciplinary in nature. For example, Dr. Eisenback are throwing around the idea of possibly team teaching the first one. We've also talked about possibly putting together a reading group which would center on a very hot topic. So maybe either Dr. Eisenback or Dr. Morgan and Dr. Turner could then talk about readings in Genesis. And that would be a 3-credit class, which leaves another 3 credits to be needed. And that's where we're flirting with the idea of if a student wants to study abroad, they could study abroad. If they want to do an ACTS project, they could do the ACTS project. We're working with Career Services to possibly figure out what sorts of internships could honor students do. If we're saying they're honor students, then we want them at the Smithsonian. We don't want them, at some other type of internship that just anybody could get. That it would have to be a premier internship.
We also asked him to explain the source of these new ideas.
First and foremost, it came from some of the top-notch honors program in the nation. I looked at Yale University, I looked at Bowdoin College, I looked at Harvard, I looked at schools like Wheaton and Gordon, and then what I did is I looked at other CCCU schools. I got on their listserv, asked some questions, saw what other honors programs were doing, what they were requiring, and then literally took a look at our school, our college, what we had to offer, and then try to come up with something that would, again, build a sense of community and not just be a random series of classes that you take for honors credit, but really built a sense of honors community and gave students a really good honors experience where they would take interdisciplinary classes, where they would actually know who was in the honors program from start to finish, where they would move through the sequence of courses together.
Dr. Eisenback, who has been a sounding board and source of feedback for Dr. Musumeci, explained the ways he has worked with revisions to ensure that students from any major can take part.
One of the key goals moving forwards with this program is to make it flexible enough so that students from different majors and different disciplines and with different desires could plug into it and still have the flexibility to do an internship or a semester abroad. So we don't want it to be a gauntlet of classes. We want it to be adaptable and malleable to what a student needs and what a student wants, but at the same time maintaining academic integrity and academic rigor.
Current students under the honors program will finish out their time at Bryan under the old system, but new students will be chosen in a different way than in past years.
Under the old platform, if you were a presidential or dean's student, you were automatically admitted to the honors program. Under the new program, the first year, the freshman year, is actually seen as a probationary period. So essentially the honors program is sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Dr. Musumeci expects these changes to be implemented by the time the class of 2017 enrolls this fall. Lastly, we were able to ask him what he has most enjoyed about this whole process.
Heading up the revisions has been cool because I've gotten a lot of support both from Dr. Sample and Dr. Pettit. They've really given me a lot of creative license. But I think also trying to tap into what would our students want. Why be in an honors program? Bryan College is rigorous enough the way it is. Why do we need an honors program has been one serious question. And then 2 is, how do we move people together through this idea of learning the liberal arts in a Christian context? How do we move these students through this and give them a really good honors experience as opposed to just taking classes or being in the honors program?